from the Robin Reed Weather Center. Here's your first alert hometown weather forecast.
Well, hey there, everyone. Hope you're having a great Saturday. Brent and I have both been looking over the latest information here over the past couple of hours. Let's talk about two things first before we get into the forecast. This system does not have the potential to be a significant winter storm or snowstorm for at least 80% of the viewing area. We'll talk about the other 20% here coming up in just a second. And this system will not be a crippling ice storm for our viewing area. Yes, could we see some significant ice accretion? That is certainly possible. Let's get into the next big thing, and that begins into our Sunday and will linger into our Monday. So here's the latest snowfall projection here. This does include sleet. Let's start from the south and work our way up toward the north. The lighter blue shaded area here from Martinsville through much of Pittsylvania County into Halifax County and southern Charlotte County, that's about an inch or less of snowfall. Much of you are in the blue shaded area here, the darker blue. That includes much of the NRV from Marion down toward Galax, Wytheville, Blacksburg, Floyd, Rocky Mount. That does include the Roanoke Valley, Alta Vista, up toward Lynchburg and toward Keysville. That's 1 to 3 inches of snow expected from this event. Now the yellow shaded area, that's the 3 to 6 line. And we are still watching those hometowns along and north of I-64 in this orange shaded area, northern Nelson County, northern Rockbridge County, northern Allegheny County through much of Greenbrier, Pocahontas, Bath, Highland counties for the potential here for a boom or bust forecast. Now, the modeling here is still, there's still a great disparity or difference in the modeling. So there is the potential here for 6 to 10 inches of snow. And there's also the potential here where we could see in excess of a foot, especially into portions of Pocahontas and into Highland County. So we're watching this very closely here, and we'll continue to watch that into the day tomorrow. But notice the highest snow totals and sleet totals will be along and north of I-64. Now let's talk about the freezing rain or ice potential. Much of the region will have the potential here to see up to 1/4 of an inch of ice. I do want to preface this by saying some of the latest trends, especially across the higher elevations of the Blue Ridge, the typical cold spots, and then maybe into portions of, let's say, Craig County toward Giles County, could see a third or up to 3/10 or up to 4/10 of an inch of ice. Now, what does that mean when it comes to ice accretion or formation here? Now, generally, about 1/4 of an inch or less of ice is generally a nuisance. Some minor power outages, wind chills coated, a light ice event. And for much of the region, we are expecting some isolated to scattered power outages because of ice. Now, when we start to get into the 1/4 to up to a 1/2 inch of ice criteria here, that is a disruptive ice event. Numerous power outages. I still think that is the potential here, especially across the higher elevations along the Blue Ridge and then into portions of Craig County and Giles County. So let's walk you through the forecast here. Hour by hour forecast just show those quiet weather conditions for the rest of this evening heading into the morning hours on Sunday. Here we are, 7 o'clock in the morning. We're all quiet. By about midday, we'll be watching that snow band, that initial band here coming in along and southwest of I-77. That will continue to progress north and east here through mid-afternoon. And there's going to be a sharp cutoff from some snow and not snow here as we head through the afternoon. But as that area of low pressure deepens, notice the blues get darker here. This is probably moderate to heavy snow coming down by early evening hours on Sunday. That will continue across the northern half of the area heading into the evening hours. Some drier weather will start to work in after that. And then here comes the main event as that upper level low swings in. This is a thumping snow along and north of I-64, a freezing rain and sleet event for much of the region. That will continue into our Monday morning. Much of the region will be quieting down by about midday, and then a burst of snow back behind this system will work on through during the afternoon and evening hours. So your first alert 7-day forecast here. We've got that first alert weather day for Sunday and Monday. Bitterly cold heading into next week.